driving in blinding snow and tons of rain. Finally got my headset exchanged. Truck flipped over in Iowa. Crash in the Chicago area. Load updates, Rusty, and more on this episode of
The Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker, filmed before a live and fuzzy studio audience. Yep, that's Rusty, the world-famous meatball dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Alright, today is Saturday the 16th, December. Driving along here on 9094 in Wisconsin, home of cheese, baby. Always kills me driving to Wisconsin. You'll see billboards that say antiques, tools, and cheese. They love their cheese up here. Anyway, I'm heading to Rapid City, South Dakota, picked up down in the Chicago area in Bolingbrook, Illinois. I've been driving in weather since Wednesday. Last load I was talking about, last video I was doing the full review on that Storm headset, and I was on my way down to La Junta, Colorado. Delivered there Wednesday, and then the snow came. Booked another load, picking up in Windsor, Colorado, load of bottles that went up to Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, right there in the Milwaukee area, and delivered that yesterday afternoon. Well, it was morning, but they took 3.5 hours to get me unloaded. Anyway, then booked another load that I'm on now. Picked up in, Bolingbrook, Illinois, going to Rapid City. Paying about $2 a mile. That delivers Monday. Then I pick up another load in Colony, Wyoming. We're doing the kitty litter again. And again, running it down to Sanger, Texas. Trying to get myself set up for working my way towards the house for Christmas. What do you think? So, it's kind of the plan there. Like I say, I've been driving in nothing but weather. I've got some video of the snow I drove through. I posted it on TikTok after I picked up in Windsor. Huge flakes. You could barely see the road. Little two-lane highway. Just had to run down the middle of the road and keep moving. It was getting thick enough, the snow deep enough that if you stop, you're stuck. So I had to just keep rolling. See, we flipped over semi, actually in dry conditions. A wreck in the Chicago area. No surprise there. So, all of that's coming up. All right, parked here at the Quick Trip in Austin, Minnesota. I've parked here a few times. I like this one. It was pretty full tonight. Got the last spot as I pulled in here tonight. It is about 9 o'clock on Saturday, the 16th. December. I got to keep planning my way to try to make sure I'm home for Christmas. That's going to be the goal, baby. All right. But first, let's dive into the meaty stuff. Now, after I did, if you watched my last video, then like I say, I was heading down to La Junta, Colorado. While I'm there, it starts snowing, and I'm trying to book loads. And the stuff out of Colorado never pays well. And then finally, late in the afternoon, about 3:30, I get this load picking up all the way in Windsor, Colorado, of bottles that went up to wherever I delivered that. Oh, yeah. Okay, had to look it up here. Wauwatosa, Wisconsin, which is right on the northwest side of the Milwaukee area. So got that delivered, and then was trying to book loads again, and did find a couple, and I got this one I picked up in Bolingbrook, Illinois today, going to Rapid City. And then I've got another one I talked about earlier that brings me down to Texas. So that's kind of the whole plan there. All right, so now after I picked up the load in Windsor, Colorado, told you I was driving through some nasty snow. Let's take a look at that. Just look at this. And of course, it never looks as bad on the video as it does in real life. But you can see how big the flakes are. They're rushing to the truck. So it almost looks like, either you're not moving or you're moving like way too fast. And you can see the snow is building up on the road. It's already a few inches there. So you don't want to stop because you're going to get stuck if you do. Now you can't tell on the video, but I'm going up and down hills at this point too. And I'm just in the middle hanging on for dear life, baby. Yeah, I made it all the way to just past Kearney, Nebraska. And then had to drive again through the night so I can make the delivery the next morning on Wednesday morning. And, I'm driving through tons. That snow and rain had been following me the whole time. Of course, then I get up the next night, and I got to drive through all the rain again. Finally ran out of it by the time I hit Iowa. So you'd think you wouldn't really run into the Ass-Wagons and idiots at that point, but no, when it's dry, clear, perfect conditions, although it is night, then there's a flipped over big truck. And now the clutch truckers zoom and slow-mo. Yep, there it is, flipped on its side, blocking both westbound lanes of I-80 in dry conditions in Iowa. You gotta kind of wonder what caused that to happen. Yeah. Then as I'm on my way down to Bolingbrook, Illinois to pick up my load today, a couple of cars tangled up. How they sound, but this guy does not sound like the sharpest tool on the shed. Zoom in slow-mo time. Look carefully at the back of the van. I just love how this guy is leaning against the van with his leg up like, oh yeah, well I crashed into the car, but you know, what are you gonna do? Now I'm up in Wisconsin. I'm making my way to a quick trip in Mouston, where I was gonna, reload a lot of the truck stuff. I always try to buy my breads, like buns, hot dog buns, bread, and sandwich buns and stuff there, because they're so much cheaper at the quick trip and they're so much fresher, along with some other stuff. And I'm just about to take the exit, and a car does this thing that cars do to us all the time. They decide at the last second that they want to take that ramp right in front of us. All right, you saw the green sign. That's the exit from Mouston I'm going to take. I get into the off-ramp lane. Oh, look at that car in the left lane right there. Oh, all of a sudden he decides, oh, he needs to exit there. And goes across where he shouldn't on the solid white lines. What a jerk. Well, there's another moron. Let's take the ramp at the last second in front of the big truck.
Take the second exit.
And if you've never been to this quick trip in Mouston, it's kind of cool. They have a huge sign, which is made out of a giant semi-truck, cab and trailer and everything, and that's what they put the sign on. It's kind of cool. Okay, so like I say, then come next week I'll try to start booking those final loads or whatever to get me back home for Christmas, which will be at the end of the next weekend. So Christmas Eve on a Sunday this year, kind of odd. Now, if you watched my last video where I had the full review of the Blue Tiger Storm, I was saying I'm going to exchange that. I tried and tried over the last few days to exchange it. I went to a total of 8 different places. Now, when I bought my Blue Tiger Storm with the TA Petro Ultra 1 points, so I didn't have to pay cash for it, a little over a week ago, on my way out towards Utah, I had seen that they did have the Elite Ultra USA version on sale for $109. I thought the Storm was $119. It turned out to actually only be $99. So like I said in that last video with the review and everything, it's still a really good deal. And for those of you used to the Blue Parrots, which have the bigger cup around your ear, you'd probably love the Storm. I just didn't like it because it didn't let me hear any other ambient sound coming in around the cup, and that kind of bugged me. But if you're coming from a Blue Parrot, you'd probably love it. So I knew I wanted to exchange it for basically what I have now, which is this is about 3 years old. This is the Blue Tiger Elite Ultra they came out with a few years ago. And so I knew I wanted this, but it was still like $119 at least. And I noticed the USA version, which is right here, finally got it, was on sale for $109. So I'm like, well, let's only pay the extra $10 to exchange it. What do you think? Okay, so on my way back from Utah, I stopped in Wheat Ridge, Colorado, at the TA there, and they did have this one. So I said, hey, I want to exchange that, and they're like, oh, okay, oh, but you paid with points. Oh, well, we can't do that, sir, sorry. You know, because they say, oh, we have to have a supervisor here. And it's like, what, 9 o'clock at night? Something like that, or maybe even earlier, I don't know. Well, we can't do that now, sorry. All right, fine. So I move on. Then after I got loaded down in, no, after I delivered in La Junta, Colorado, and I'm on my way back up through all the snow, trying to make it to Lyman, barely made it there because I could hardly see the road. And they had the regular. No, they did not. That was it. They didn't have the one I wanted to exchange it for. So I'm like, okay, Fine, so I move on. All right, so then after I pick up the load in Windsor, Colorado, I'm coming across I-80 in Nebraska, stopping Ogallala, and they didn't have the one I wanted to exchange it for either, so I move on. Stopped in Alden, Nebraska, where I had bought the Storm and where I saw this one a few days prior, and they didn't have this one there either, so I couldn't do the exchange there. So I kept moving on. All right, so then I stopped to do a break in Council Bluffs, Iowa, right there at the border with Omaha, Nebraska, at the TA. They had the regular black Ultra Elite Ultra. So I said, hey, I want to do the exchange for this. You know, I've been to a few of them. Nobody's done it. And they said, oh, sorry, sir. Same song and dance I heard from Wheat Ridge. Well, the supervisor has to be blah, 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 blah. Okay, so I move on. Okay, so I'm driving overnight again. So, you know, here it is. It's late Thursday night, early Friday morning. I stop at 4:30 in the morning in Brooklyn, Iowa at the TA there because I wanted to grab a shower. So I did. I come out, I look at their case, and of course, they don't have the one that I want to exchange it for either. So for those of you scoring at home, that is 6 places so far. After I delivered on whatever that was, Friday, I guess at this point, I'm getting all my days confused. Yeah, that was Friday in the Milwaukee area. Then I went down to the Petro Racine, which is actually in Sturtevant. A very Norwegian sounding name, isn't it? At the Petro, and went inside, and they had, again, the black Ultra one that I wanted to exchange it for. But what do I hear there? Oh, well, we can't take the Storm one back because we don't carry that one. Because that Petro's kind of an independent one, even though they're affiliated with Petro TA. So that was 7. So after I get loaded in Bolingbrook, Illinois, and I'm making my way back up, I made my way up to I-90 there in northern Illinois and hit the TA there, whatever the heck town that one's in. At this point, I kind of forget. And went in there and I got up to the counter. I'm like, look, I want to exchange this. I see you've got the one I want to exchange it for over in the case. Can we make this happen? Can we, please? And yes, they finally made it happen. So, I got, and it was on sale for only $99 at that one. So I got to do an even exchange. How about that? So still, I ended up getting the headset free overall after having to exchange it for this one. Like I say, this is exactly like the one I have here. The Elite Ultra is what this is. This is just the USA edition. Ooh. All right, so I'll be very patriotic wearing that, okay? And because it's brand new and all that, let's just do a quick unboxing. All right, so I take the thing, cut the little circle tabs they have to do. Maybe I can actually shake this one out of the box faster than I did the other one. What do you think? All right, we kind of got our method down. Aha, it opened right up. All right, so there it is with a little baggy thing of stuff. And that's the USA edition, isn't it purty? All right, so yeah, it comes with a little blue tiger bag, drawstring bag, which has your charging cable. I think this is a longer one. Yeah, see, it looks a little bit longer. Fell on the floor. Extra foamy thing, and your 12-volt adapter so you can plug it in to charge it. What do you think? Then, of course, the headset itself. Here it is. Oh, it looks so patriotic, doesn't it? Blue, red and white stripes over the headband, and you have the blue stars all over the earpiece and right here. And on this side too. So there you go, brand new. So this should be exactly the same as my Elite Ultra. This one's just the patriotic version. And oh, as I said before, see, this will fold up this way, you know, and I told you on this one it doesn't do that because I glued it right there so it won't fold up, because I find that a little annoying if it always does that, because I'm always just going to pull it down, put it on my head, so I don't want that part folding up. So I'm probably going to put a drop of glue right there, so that this, when it goes back down, I'll hold it there for, you use the Gorilla Glue, holds for about 30 seconds, and it's good. And that'll keep it from folding this way. I don't understand really the point of that, other than it folds smaller, but then you'd have to kind of turn this all around, I guess, to get it to be smaller. I don't really see the point of that, but they do that, so, all right, I like to wear it on my left ear, so, all right, we'll show you the patriotic Blue Tiger USA version. Ah, see, now I look so patriotic. Can tell you, with a fresh ear cup on this thing that hasn't been on my head for 3 years, feels kind of nice. So it should be exactly like my other one. It still has the 1,200 hours of standby time, 60 hours of talk time, where, as I said before, the Storm only had 800 hours of standby time and 30 hours of talk time, although it did charge twice as fast as these. And, but like I say, for the same price right now, I want to go with the one I know and love. So there you go. That's the end of that story. And just FYI, when you're charging it, you see there is a little red light right there that stays solid red until it's charged, and then it goes out. So that's how you know it's charged. So what am I going to do with my old Elite Ultra? I'm going to stick it right back in this box, and I'll have that as a backup because it still works. So, why throw it away? Why get rid of it? I'm a huge believer in having backups. I always carry extra bulbs, extra wire, and for example, I've got to replace this pigtail line which goes to my side trailer marker light because this stupid red wire right here broke off of the plug. That happens. Everything's made in China or Taiwan, so it's not all that great a quality. So my light still works, but I have to replace the plugs every now and then. So I've got a couple extra of these. I've got one right here, I've got another one over there, so I like having backups, everything ready to go all the time. Haven't done that yet because, of course, it's been too cold, wet, rainy, snowy, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, I will just put this back in the box, and then this will be my, so my old one, which is now in this box, will be my backup, because you never know what you're going to do. What if one day you drop it on the ground and you step on it and break it, you sit on it, you roll over it with your truck? You never know, and then at least I have something else that works until I can build up points and buy a newer replacement. What do you think? So yes, I'm a giant believer in having backups, having spares, having extras, because a lot of times that'll save your butt. Well, thanks for tuning in for that one. Yeah, pretty crazy snow and lots of rain. Hopefully we're done with that for a little while. And yes, the Ass-Wagons flipped over trucks and finally exchanged the headset. I tell you, it's always something, ain't it? Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please like and comment. Get your comments as soon as I can. Sometimes takes a few days because I'm a working truck driver. Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter, X, whatever the heck they're calling it. Clutch Trucker 5 on TikTok, and as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. Give me the gate key. I have no gate key. Physic, rip his arms off. Oh, you mean this gate key? And for some reason the audio didn't work on this, so I had to add it back in, but there's Rusty. He's all anticipating his begging strips. All ready for it. Oh yes. Bouncy, bouncy, and here they come. Oh, the begging strips. There they are. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Crack cocaine for a dog, baby. It is the begging strips. He's all over it. Taking care of that like nobody's business.